Many of the folks who take our class have a long-range goal, and that goal is they want to write for film or TV. Others want to write for the stage, and still others are happy to write for the concert world. But for the most part, many of the folks who come to us want to write for film and TV. Now, in order to do that, one of the things you have to be able to do is you have to work with a script. And so each professional orchestration assignment is based on a piece of literature. And your job is to study that little piece of literature and to create a composition that reflects it. What you're going to do is you're going to read through that piece of literature, preferably read it aloud, look for the color words, and then you're going to look at it and structure the form of that piece of literature. Now, the reason you're going to do that is for a couple of reasons. One is if you're actually writing from a script, then one of the things you have to be able to do is read the script, get a sense of the story, and be able to create themes for each of the characters. Another reason for this is that very often composers will find a piece of literature that they like, particularly a poem or maybe a selection from the Bible, and what they'll do is they'll use that as the basis of the composition. And because it's a well-known piece of literature, that often is a springboard for helping them get a performance. So this is a very practical way of handling a writing assignment because it prepares you for what you're going to do outside the doors once you've finished writing the course. Now, I said earlier that each piece of literature was specifically matched to the instrument for that assignment. Now, one of the things you have to do for this assignment is, well, obviously you have to read the book. And part of the assignment is we give you specific techniques mentioned in that chapter that must be part of your composition. We do that rather than having you do some type of test or homework example that you turn in to get a grade. Because if you've sat down, you've gone through the material, and you've wrestled with it a little bit, and you've absorbed it, then as you read through this piece of literature, you should be able to take what you've learned in the text and take this piece of literature and create a really unique composition which includes a selected group of techniques. Now, another reason that we've taken this approach is because when you finish a typical class at the college level, yes, you have a grade, but when you walk out the front door, you don't have a demo tape. You don't have anything to show for your work. And when you go out and try to get work assignments, almost always after they find out what your name is, the very next question is, so what are you writing? Or what have you been writing? Well, when you walked out the college door, unless you've been very active, you don't have too many answers to that question, and you don't usually have a demo tape. So what happens in our system is that you will take that 2-minute composition and you're going to get it recorded. Most of the time, depending upon where you live, you're going to record it as a MIDI mock-up. So at least you have that. And you'll have it done as a printed work as well. Because when you turn it into your instructor, it has to be on the printed page, ready to go with dynamic markings and everything. So this means that because you have a simple 2-minute composition, your opportunities for getting it performed live locally are increased exponentially. The more instruments or people that you need in the composition, the harder it is to get it performed, especially when you're just getting started. And so this way, you finish up each class section with a repertoire of original solo works for each solo instrument. You'll have a demo tape, as long as you do the work to record it, and you'll have 12 self-published pieces ready to go.